Hello, Becky.
Hi,
Hey,
there you are, guys. There you are.
yeah. I guess I'll be hosting. So,
Okay, great. I can make you the host and
yeah,
I'll skedaddle.
okay,
Um, I did want you to know that Mateo, they did accept Donna's changes to the contract.
okay,
So I scanned a signed copy. I used Rita's stamp. She approved it, and I emailed it to Mateo. So he has the
great,
signed contract for Williamstown Art Center.
great, great,
Hey,
great. Thanks. Yep.
sure. And here you go. And there you go.
Hopefully, it'll be a short meeting.
Oh, yes, short ones are good. And I'm heading home.
All right, take it easy.
You too. Good night.
Night. Yeah. Leslie, you're muted. How are you? Yeah, you're muted. Let's see.
I'm fine, thank you.
Hey,
I am going to be making my supper and eating it while this is going on. I assume it
uh,
hasn't started yet.
no, you're the first person. Before I forget, though, I have your key, the key to the.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is that too again? Town hall or?
No, schoolhouse.
Oh, okay. I'll put
Yeah.
it back in the unless you want to just keep it so you can check in when you need
Yeah,
to.
we will have to check in.
Yeah,
soon.
and you're the chairman. You should have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right.
You may know that Saturday morning in the spring when Bert was there and he offered to do mouse traps, I gave him a spare key too.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy.
I forget what the circumstances were, but I said, if you're willing to do mouse traps, you deserve a key, and handed it to him. I think we still have one, at least one in the closet because before I left the commission, I made a bunch of keys.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Before other people get on, let me just say, because I think it would go under miscellaneous business. Mark Ellis, who's the pastor of the Shutesbury Church, came into town hall today and told me that when they were cleaning the church, they found a stack of Grange records, and I've never had access to any Grange records. That would not be a municipal committee. So apparently they met in the church or somewhere, I don't know. But I'm going to, under your miscellaneous business, I'm going to ask permission to scan those and copy those records for the closet because
Yep.
it's not for me to speak on behalf of the historical commission, and I really cannot use community resources unless the commission says, oh yes, we think it's a good idea. And those are the kinds of things that are in the closet, things that the town clerk has all the municipal records and elections and town meetings and minutes and all of that. But when things like this show up, I think they're essential to be keeping them.
Yeah. What exactly are the Grange records?
What is a Grange? I know at least most small towns had Granges. I think they were kind of like 4-H for adults or something. I don't know, agricultural. I don't know.
Something
But-
agricultural.
Is that you, Janice, commenting
Yes,
on what
yeah.
it is?
Yeah, sounds interesting at any rate.
Oh, good, you're here. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll bring it up when the meeting's in progress so that I can it's that way I have permission
Yeah,
from the commission to use the town copier and scanner to see what I can get.
Mhm.
It may not be anything, but it might be really good.
So enjoy your supper, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself until it gets near the end, and I may, having watched Eric Stocker when I reviewed the assessor's public hearing last week, and Eric was eating his supper and his fork kept going down, and he'd be kind
Oh.
of trying to swallow when nobody was looking, and I thought, I think I'd better mute myself and put myself on the black screen, but I'm here.
All right.
You'll see me on my phone.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll come back after I finish chewing.
All right. So
Bye.
Hi, Mateo and Janice.
Yep. I
Yes,
guess we're
hello.
waiting on
We're waiting.
Karen.
That's right. And how are we doing for time? 3 minutes in. Give her a minute or two.
So I was
sure.
I was just Googling what is a grange, and there's a National Grange of the Order of Patrons of Husbandry. It said the first successful national farming organization was the Order of the Patrons of Husbandry, better known as the Grange, founded in 1867. The founder was an active leader in local agricultural circles who was dedicated to the idea that the area's farmers benefited from each other's experience.
Yeah, the term evades any reference that I have. I mean, it is a topographical term, right? Grange, isn't it?
No, it's an organization, but then like you have Grange halls. I think the one in Montague is originally called Grange Hall, if I remember correctly. And so that was just like Leslie was saying, some kind of a organization, way for the community to get together to, I guess, survive. You know?
Yeah. Let me give Karen a call in case she's.
Okay.
She may be trying to get in.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
Yeah, she must be on the phone.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
So the first Grange was founded in 1868 in Fredonia, New York.
oh,
So I wonder where they met. Maybe they met in the old town hall.
Hmm.
Or maybe the church, actually, since the records are from the church, maybe that's where they met.
kind of a community activity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Another little piece of history I'll have to find out more about for Shutesbury.
Hmm.
Oh, when it first began in 1867, it borrowed some of its rituals and symbols from Freemasonry, including oaths, secret meetings, and special passwords.
Well,
You gonna try her again or what?
I am trying her again.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yep. If we can't get a hold of her, we may have to postpone the meeting since
Yeah.
we don't have a quorum.
According to the Massachusetts Historical Commission's reconnaissance survey town report on Shutesbury, the Congregational Church was purchased by the Grange.
Oh.
It doesn't say what year, though.
Uh-huh. Oh, very interesting. So that was the hot spot for the Grange. Ah. Huh. So Henry, you had talked to her, right, before?
Oh, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
was there this afternoon
Oh,
and gave her all the information.
okay.
And then Becky had posted the all of the information about 5 o'clock. Um, so some of it I had to actually call. Like I called her afterwards.
Uh-huh. What
Uh,
information did Becky post?
Well, it's the there's a phone number,
Oh,
there's
okay.
the meeting ID, password.
Oh, okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voicemail system.
Yeah, either she's on the phone or she's not getting calls.
Yeah. Huh. Or maybe her husband's on the phone or something, or maybe her daughter called from wherever
Yeah,
she is.
yeah. I guess we can't do anything without her.
No.
You all know Bert is not coming, and
Yep.
no, it's Miriam.
Yep.
Yeah, she assured me that she was on board. Mm,
Bummer.
yeah, everybody got into the into the call without my admitting anyone.
Oh,
I, hello, 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 Karen. How's it going there? Oh, well, are you okay? Uh, are you gonna come on then onto the meeting? Okay, give it a shot. All right. Okay.
good.
Thanks.
Contact.
See you. All right. Ciao. She got a call from the vets for a donation.
Ah,
Yes, that was. So I'm actually going to be leaving town tomorrow
ah,
for I could be back on the 30th, but I may be away much longer.
wow.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. Uh, Elderly parent
Oh dear.
situation.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. So, in other words, I'll be back. If I'm back, I can certainly volunteer for any of these
Hmm.
projects that are happening.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
hope everything works out okay with your parents too.
yeah, that's my mother. She's been on the short list for the next phase.
Ah,
Um,
how old is she?
95.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow, that's incredible.
So I guess she's lived a full life.
Wow. Huh. We had a family get together last year put on by my nephews and my uncle who's 95. Um, he came and most of the kids there had never met anyone 95 years old. That's how he was basically introduced to the kids running around. Is this man is older than anyone you've ever met.
Yeah. Well, people apparently are living very long these days. They're talking about over 100.
Wow.
It's a growing number of people.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure I want to live that long.
No, and I don't know anyone. He's definitely the oldest person I know too. So, uh, especially family member wise. I wonder if she's having difficulties, technical difficulties.
Well, she has my number,
Yeah,
and she was going to call me if there's anything.
good.
Ah,
Oh.
there we go.
Hooray!
There she is.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Karen.
Karen. Good.
Hi.
All right.
The,
All
the
right.
telephone wants my attention all the way. The two people wanted
Mhm.
donations again,
Oh,
so it was hard to dial in.
Mhm.
yeah.
So,
Well, good. I'm glad you got on.
Okay, are we all functioning?
oh yeah, yeah, we're all here, and,
Yep.
and we're just gonna, let's see. Um, okay, so first thing is the minutes.
Oh, well, actually, not according to the agenda. The agenda is Guide Board West School and then minutes.
Okay, yeah, they must have switched it around.
Oh, well, that's the one I printed out yesterday. I don't know if it's changed.
Alright.
I don't care if you want to do
No,
minutes
no,
first.
no, no. Let's start. Yeah, you said guide board.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I I checked out all the documents. It looks. I have one question.
Yeah.
There was one document most recently sent by the people in Williamstown that had the same liability wording. Did I miss something? It seemed like the two items that were crossed
Oh.
out before are back in a different numbering.
Oh.
This is the one that Miriam sent out. Let me see if I can.
When did she send that?
Let me see if I can find that.
I didn't look at, I have a town email account and I don't look at that very often. That's probably where she sent it, so I didn't see it.
Okay, let's see if I've got this here.
But has the town signed it or not yet?
So 15 minutes, 15 minutes before our meeting was supposed to start, I got an email from Becky with the signed original agreement.
Oh, good.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, so
Oh, okay.
the select board has signed the contract, and we can go ahead with, I guess, the next step, which would be scheduling when we wanted to move the thing, depending on when they can take it, and then figuring out how to do the deposit portion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Oh, that's a big step forward.
Okay, yeah, enough said. Should we talk about the move? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how far Miriam had gotten with planning it.
Yeah.
It sounded like she was going to get the packing material, stuff to wrap around it or whatever the other things were that were recommended. And then did she say they had a truck or did someone else have a truck that we know of that can be used?
Idea. My neighbor has a truck. I could ask him.
Yeah, she had said that we need a truck, but can rent a U-Haul if needed.
Yeah.
And it has to be an open top truck, right? Because of the height of the thing. I don't think most of them would take a cab cover. I mean, what do you call it?
Well, it wouldn't fit in like a U-Haul sized van. It would probably fit in one of the box trucks, a U-Haul box. But I don't know how much. I mean, unless the weather is bad, I don't know what the advantage is to
Yeah.
that, having it in the back of a pickup if it's secured well.
Yeah. Okay.
And this would be a volunteer kind of thing.
Yes.
Has the price been settled on?
Say again, Karen?
Has the price been settled?
Well,
With
apparently, yeah,
Yes, so the select board has agreed to option 2 from the Williamstown Art Conservation Center. Because that was the quote that we recommended.
How much?
It was 17,312.
Okay, a lot less than the other bids.
Yeah,
Whatever.
option 1 was 49,792.
I guess that's the one I read, yeah.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
just for transportation up there and back?
Oh,
no, that's for that's for the
Whole thing?
that's for the whole project. So that would be anoxia treatment, drying and equilibration, excuse me, it's been a long day, photography, paint restoration, wood repair and restoration, and infills, priming, lettering, and then developing a proposal for the second stage, which is the
Top,
roof piece.
yeah. And then besides that, also getting some kind of a, I don't know if you call it a pavilion or what.
Yeah, that's a whole
Just go
separate.
over it. Yeah, separately. Okay, that's wonderful. So is the next step working with Miriam to decide on if we have a truck that,
We'll need a truck and we'll need some people to lift, and it sounds like she's going to round up the packing material. But again, I don't know. It sounded like she had reached out to some folks, or I know she had
Mhm.
put out a call for volunteers on Nextdoor. And I don't know what kind of response that she got from that, but I can find out from her, and then
uh,
obviously find out from Williamstown, when we could put this in their schedule. I don't know what the process is for the deposit portion.
yeah.
There's a
Oh, I guess there was something that we just got 37 minutes ago from Miriam on update on guide board finances. Did you see that email? Nothing that's going to change right now what we are doing, but just an updated cost list, I guess. Phase 2, maybe $5,000 as an estimate for what they thought it might be.
no, I saw that. I don't know where it is now.
well, there was a receipt of deposit document.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so is that the other document you were talking about, Henry, that you saw?
exactly.
Ah, okay.
And that was sent out, well, I believe it was fairly recently.
So we got it on November 8th
Uh-huh.
from Terry Haskins. I did pass that along to Becky as well.
Okay.
Okay, good.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
it does have the conditions of deposit and authorization in items 3 and
5.
5 are the paragraphs that were struck out of the other one.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that before the select board signs this, they're going to want that changed.
Oh, I thought you said they just signed something. That was
Yeah, so
something-
there's two documents. There's the contract.
okay for the restoration work.
Yeah, and then there's the receipt of deposit,
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
which is
let me share that document. I've got it here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just so Janice and, well, unfortunately, Karen won't be able to see it. Let's see. Oh my God. Which one it is? Hey. Can everybody see that?
Okay. Yep.
You can see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Much is it?
Yeah, this is the so this must be the initial, as it reads, deposit.
Yeah, I think this is what this is what they require in order to document the fact that they have received it. So this would go with the piece itself.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know that we can agree to this if it has the exact language that the select board required to be removed.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
what part is that?
I'll
What
show you.
section?
I'll show you in a
Okay.
second. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
There's it comes up right in here, number
Ah,
3
okay.
and number 5. Virtually the same as another set of numbers. I can't remember what they were.
5 and 7.
Uh-huh. All right, so we're not quite there yet then, if this may still be a stumbling block.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, obviously before we firmly schedule a transportation date and
Yeah.
book a truck and buy materials, we need to get this cleared.
Mhm.
So I'll follow up with Becky about this. I don't know. The indication that I got from her is that there are some constraints on how much we're allowed to ask for advice from town
Oh,
council
yes, that's right.
financially.
Yeah,
But it seems to me like if we need town council's permission in order to get select board to agree to this, there isn't another option, right? She has to look at it. So
yeah.
well, the only difference is the those two items.
Okay.
If they agreed to the, taking them out before, I don't see why they wouldn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then insurance, I guess that was settled, right? It's the whatever the contract cost happens to be.
Yeah, that's what Williamstown said. All right, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
oh well, so one explanation for that, Henry, might be they sent us this document, the receipt of deposit document, before they sent us the amended contract agreeing to remove that language.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I wonder if we simply point out to them that it's in this again, if they would be willing to just
Redo it.
yeah, if we can skip having to go through the dance with
Yeah.
town administration, town council, select board, all that, I'd much rather just start moving this forward. So
Yeah.
I'll start off by asking Williamstown if they can strike
Okay.
this out, just sort of preempt it being an issue.
That would be great.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's, if there's anything I can do to help with the packing and moving or something, but if you need some extra hands or whatever, let me know.
Yep. And as I said, I should be back on the 30th, though. That's still an open question. I don't know if I'll be
Yep.
back. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mateo.
Anything else? Yeah, thanks for taking it on, Mateo.
Miriam has done most of it already.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's still a lot to go.
Okay, what's up next?
West Schoolhouse updates.
Okay, that's me. So, let's stop sharing. See if I can find it. Did I send you a copy of the scope of work? Apparently not.
I mean, I missed the last meeting, but the one before
Yeah.
that, there was something from someone on was it town building committee or one
Yeah,
of the
no
board
worries. I've got it here.
Okay.
I'll share it with you. So Bert Fernandez and I met with. Let me see if I can remember the names. Can you see the document?
Yep, thank you.
Um, we had a meeting with a couple of rounds of meetings actually. The first round was with Steve Dalmas, Buildings
Okay.
Committee, and Russ Wilson, relation of Becky's,
Yep.
uh, who is a builder.
Hmm.
Though neither of these gents are interested in doing the work
Uh-huh.
at this point. Uh, at least that's what they told us.
Yeah.
Uh, and so they gave us an estimate of what was going on with this thing. And I believe we've discussed this before. There's a post in the northwest corner, plenty of rot. We don't know the extent of it. And then at the entrance, the main door, the bottom portions of the posts are also damaged by water.
Hmm.
So this is an effort here to address those two. We estimated that it would cost in the vicinity of 2,000. They estimated 2,500 plus 2,000 possibly, depending on the extent of damage.
Uh-huh.
If it's not that much damage, they can do wonders with epoxy to rebuild the post that holds that corner. So they won't know until they get inside it.
Hmm. Okay.
Now, as far as funding for this, we have the money.
We do.
So
I know we have like 2,400 or something from the friends, right?
yeah, at least we have a good portion of it. And anyways, it's pretty straightforward. Bob Groves also took a look at it, and he has not given me an estimate
Okay.
of what it would take to do the job.
Okay.
And of course, has not submitted an estimate for the guide board either, even though he looked at it, I think, what, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the description, essentially try and get some local folks to do the job.
Mhm.
And here are the details of the scope. Replace, repair the northwest corner boards, repair or replace if necessary the northwest corner post, move grounding cable to avoid contact with boards, replace, repair the boards at the entrance of the building. It could be limited to the bottom
Uh-huh.
of those boards, but may as well have to take out those beams as well. Install a gutter or diverter, I guess that's the technical term for this, above the entrance to divert water to the side of the building. The reason for that is that the water has been falling onto a stone slab, a flat stone slab, and this is where the water then splashes onto the beams.
Okay.
Prime and paint, and then of course consult as needed with project contact. At this point, I am the contact.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Bert is going to go undergo surgery, so he's going to be out of sight for a while. Independent contractor, who may propose whatever working hours, methods, blah blah blah. The vendors' working activities will be coordinated by the town through our commission. Vendor will consult with us many times.
Okay.
Selection of vendor contingent upon approval by our commission. Not subject to competitive bid requirements. I think this is,
Oh,
again, this is based on a boilerplate scope of work that we've had in the commission. I think this is should we strike that sentence?
I don't know. I guess that's something that Becky could tell you. It
Okay.
may be it's under $10,000, so it may be that
Yeah.
it doesn't have to go through the competitive bid requirements.
Okay.
So I think that's what the decision would be, but just to check with her.
Yeah.
On
Okay.
that.
So I'll make sure of that.
And what were you thinking of for a timetable if you're going to be away and Bert's sort of?
Well, I
how
as I
can-
said, I'm not going to be around. This is not urgent, by the way.
Okay.
And I spoke to when we spoke to Bob Groves.
Yeah.
He and the other consultants recommended just simply taking out a lightning grounding copper cable that is very likely the culprit for all of this damage. The water just comes down the side with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if we can do that right away, I think it's not going to go anywhere through the winter.
And do we have to worry about a grounding cable for lightning? Does that have to still
Well,
be in use, but just
you bet.
moved somewhere or what?
I guess that's to be discussed with whoever does this.
Okay.
But the experts in this case were arguing that there's so many trees around that building that it really may not be necessary to have that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a few questions for y'all. This is, vendor qualifications. This is boilerplate historical commission type of language. And so how much of it should we include? Some of it's pretty generic and I think appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of preserving some of the distinctive qualities, using materials that blend in, avoiding certain physical treatments, archaeological resources. Anyway, this is just boilerplate stuff, I think. Any thoughts on this? I think, this is not going to scare anybody away, I hope.
Yeah, I hope that that's okay. I think so. Maybe is what we came up with earlier for the guide board based on the Mass Historical requirements and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If there were a real problem or people had a real concern about it, I think they could discuss it and we could find out how relevant or not it is.
Yeah. Okay, here's the big question. Vendor liability. Do they need
I
to
think
have
so.
proof?
Don't you think that, that they should have that? Isn't that pretty typical?
Well, I've worked with people around here and they don't have liability.
Oh,
But I don't know. I'll ask Bob Groves. He's the one who is going to submit a quote. so far the only person, but he might give some guidance on that.
Yeah, because he's done other projects like on the old town hall where other
Yeah.
people have, and
Yeah.
or like even just ask the town building committee. You
Yeah.
know, do they use
Yeah.
what do they do when they have projects that require, vendors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all,
Okay.
folks. Any thoughts, comments?
So
Suggestions?
if you said that we have the funds already, where do we get the other like $2,000 from if it goes
Yeah.
over the 2,500?
Yeah, that's a good question. Um,
You don't remember right now, but
yeah,
Miriam said that we had it or something.
I believe so. Miriam asked me about our existing funds, and I never got an official, rendering of those funds from the town. Apparently, that's done at least once a year. And
Uh-huh.
she inquired. I don't know if she got a response. I never heard back. This is quite recently.
Yeah, I
So
thought I saw update on guide board finances. Oh no, that same thing.
She sent the Friends of the SHC donations breakdown, the
Oh,
earmarked,
that's okay. Yeah.
and that one has 1,500 for the schoolhouse.
Oh, okay. 1,500 at school. Okay.
yeah, and we apparently have some money ourselves.
Okay. As long as we checked it, and I'm sure she has, because I think we've already sort of set aside some money for the guide board too.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we can find that out from Miriam.
Yeah, I will check in with her about that just to clear it up.
Okay.
Um, as I said, this is not an urgent repair.
Okay, good.
Of course, the sooner the better, but you know, um,
Yeah.
all
But
right.
even just starting with that lightning conductor or whatever.
Yep,
Um,
that's an easy one. It just
yeah.
just snap it off.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. It's good to see progress on both of these. That's great.
Okay. So we're down to the minutes,
Yes, minutes. Woohoo.
and let me see if I can share those. Second. Let's take them in chronological order. No, everybody see that?
Uh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at them earlier. Here we go. So these are for the 4th, and we were all present then.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the guide board was in its initial stage with all the feedback from Williamstown and select board.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Potential new commissioner. I don't remember the name. Anybody?
I don't think she gave the name.
Okay.
A mystery. A mystery
Yeah,
person.
I guess we don't. Yeah, not from the past. You don't want to advertise before there's somebody's confirmed or
Yeah. Oh, see, now there it says the Friends of, that's where I got the 2,500 from. Friends of the Historical have donated 2,500 towards repairs.
There
But
you
in
go.
our other list, it said 1,500 for the West Schoolhouse.
Okay, this might be a question. It may be a typo.
I don't know.
Yeah, we want to be careful. Okay, that's pretty much what it
Yeah,
was.
Leslie, do you remember offhand which figure it
No,
might be?
I don't. I don't dare try to look it up
No, yeah.
while
Yeah.
I'll get lost here, but
Yep.
I agree with you. 15 sounds more likely than 25.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not certain though. Could be 25.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the other email that we got tonight from Miriam that lists the accounts or money for the guide board and the West Schoolhouse, I thought that said 1,500 on it. Let's see if I can find that. If I can, let's see. Update on guide board finances. No, that's not what we want. I thought it was the other one then. Friends of SHC donations. On that one, it says West Schoolhouse 1,500 and guide board 1,000. So none of them are 2,500 or something.
Mm.
So if that's correct, she says in this email, the funds were received in June and processed into dedicated accounts for each purpose. So the West Schoolhouse is 1,500.
It is. It is. All right. I'll
That's
change
what it
it
says there.
and I'll ask Miriam to confirm just in case. I don't know.
Yes, right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I had just one other minor thing. In the first paragraph, the section about the Williamstown Art something center, Williamstown Art Conservation Center.
Mhm.
It's usually you put the acronym or abbreviation right for after the first time you use it, and I didn't
Yeah.
see that here. The WACC. It's
Yeah.
mentioned as WACC further down, but it did. No, it should be up at the
At
top.
the
The
top. Okay.
third
Yeah.
sentence where it's first mentioned.
Where is it?
Third line, I should say. Town
Oh, here we go. Oh, I
administrator.
see. Yeah. There
Yeah.
we go. Yeah.
Yep. Just so that it's there rather than having to figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Just so Miriam knows that the changes. See, what other changes did we make on this besides that? That.
That's the only stuff I saw.
Okay. Anyway, that's the extent of our minutes. Any other discussion about the minutes?
Nope.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes for, what is it, November 4th?
October 4th.
October 4th.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes for October 4th, 23.
Second.
Okay, so we'll go around.
Oh, as discussed and amended, or
Say again?
as discussed and amended, I guess. But no.
Yes, absolutely. So Zervanka,
Aye.
Geddes, I, Pangalo,
Aye.
Stone.
Aye.
Okay, approved.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next set of.
And I had a question on this. Maybe Leslie, your time as town clerk, you know the answer. There are only 4 people present. So do we have to have all 4 since that would be a quorum of the whole commission? Or is 3 out of the 4 that were present okay?
To conduct business, you would need,
Or,
I know a lot of committees will wait until there's a quorum for
So
the
like-
present meeting. You're saying that
just
you
for the
don't,
minutes.
you don't have a quorum of the people that attended that meeting present at this meeting.
Correct.
Yeah, I know a lot of committees wait. I really
Uh-huh.
have never heard a rule on that.
Okay. So maybe we should on that, since we don't have Miriam here. I mean, it was Henry, Miriam, Mateo, and Karen.
And not Janice.
No,
Correct.
Janice.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Mm.
Okay, so we could not, but you were, this is for what exactly again? Sorry.
For 10:25 minutes.
The 10:25 minutes, yeah. Why don't we hold off on it then?
Okay.
And move on to unanticipated business? Oh, no, before, well, Leslie had an intervention.
Yes, if it's my turn to speak, I would like to say that Mark Ellis, who's the pastor at the Shutesbury Community Church, came into the assessor's office today to tell me that he has a stack of Grange records, Shutesbury Grange records, and he wondered if I was aware that Shutesbury had a Grange, and I said yes, but I'd never seen a single record about them because that would not be a municipal organization. And I asked permission from him if I could get permission from the Historical Commission to use our town resources, meaning our copy machine, to both scan and make copies of the those Grange records. He didn't seem like he was ready to turn them over to us, but he might at a future time. So I'm asking permission so that I can, just so I can use the town copy machine, because it just seemed like it was a little far out on a limb for me to be making that decision without the commission deciding it. And assuming that you're okay with that, I will make arrangements with him to make sure it happens in at our mutual convenience. And once I scan them, I can send them to you if they're interested in them.
Yeah. Well, that's good timing. They just found out about him in time for the meeting.
Right. Yeah, it was excellent that he came over today.
Yeah.
So is that okay with you folks? I don't know if you need to vote on it or not. As I say, as an associate member, I just felt like I needed you to say, yeah, that's great. We'd like you to do it. And then I'll use the town resources without concern.
I think it sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good to me. It's
He said they're trying to write a history of the church too, and I will share what we have on file.
Yeah, good.
So I'll let you know as that progresses, if that was a formal vote to go ahead.
Are you okay, Mateo, with that too?
Yeah, I think it sounds great. Thank you, Leslie.
And Karen?
Yeah.
Yes. That
Okay,
sounds
good.
great.
Good. Thank you, Leslie. That's nice.
Oh, no, I thank Mark Ellis for making the effort
Yeah.
to let us know they had them.
Yep. But it's also helpful that you're there in town hall and people still come to you to, ask about things like this.
Apparently he got my name as person to bring them to.
Good.
So works out.
Yep. So it'll be interesting just to find out what the dates are for that, and then
Yeah.
maybe there'll be pictures of the people and stuff too, and projects that they were working on. Like maybe they're working on like a new well or a new road or, some kind of trade agreement or something.
Mark thought it was around the 1930s and 40s.
Okay.
But he wasn't quite certain. And I missed, I was on mute, so I missed when Mateo, and I wasn't right at the phone. I missed, Mateo had read something from the Mass Historical Commission about it. What, do you recollect what it was? You just read
yeah.
it
It was
before the meeting?
the Mass Historical Commission's 1983 reconnaissance report.
Yeah.
And it was not particularly detailed. It says, I guess I just reopened it. In the section on the period of 1830 to 1870. It says the Congregational Church was later purchased by the Grange. That's all it says.
Okay, that would be the First Congregational Church, which still stands beside the 1829 Town Hall.
Okay,
And it's now a residential home as opposed to the one that stood behind the church that still stands, that burned in 1911.
okay, I was wondering about that, but
This is the
yeah,
one that
so,
was, it says this is the Congregational Church that was built in 1836. When they
Yes, yeah. And masslandrecords.com, I should be able to trace back from that who the Grange sold to. I'll look into that. Just
oh,
a
that would be interesting.
curiosity, yeah.
Maybe there would be new information for the next Shutesbury play.
There you go.
That sounds good. Thank you, Leslie.
Oh, thank Mark Ellis.
Mhm.
And I'll get back to you.
Any unanticipated business?
The only other thing I wondered about is Miriam had sent some things around about maybe, and we had talked about this a few years ago, writing up a specific historical commission report on the 1829 town hall. No, it was for the schoolhouse, wasn't it? It was for the West Schoolhouse.
Yep.
That would, could help in funding, if there were more larger repairs to do.
It's not officially registered as such.
There might likely be in that Peggy Hepler thing. I could look into that to see if Peggy treated it individually or not.
I think it did.
I
But
would imagine it would.
but it's different paperwork, isn't it? That you have to apply for certain status on it. It's not just
Whether she may, I think if you're asking whether or not she made a recommendation for the National Historic Register,
yeah.
it would be in the paper, in the thing that she wrote up if she did. I'll look and let you know where that stands.
Okay, like sort of like what the schoolhouse on Baker Road went through.
Yes,
Okay.
that was not municipal though. I forget
No.
the gentleman's name, but he put a
Right.
heroic effort into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it might be a good idea. We'll see how much we have to work with. We can just check the Mass Historical Records and see how much was written up on them. Some of them have a pretty good write-up from Peggy before.
Okay.
Let's see. State Register of Historic Places. To get on the state register, you need to have completed an MHC reconnaissance survey, which is already conducted about 20 years ago.
Mhm.
If we submit a property for listing on the National Register of Historic Places, it's automatically added to the state register and thus becomes eligible for funding. It can take a year or two to get the listing. So I suppose I personally was more worried about the 1829 town hall and whether that was something that we could get the special listing on. But I think that was sort of controversial about whether people wanted to save it or not from some previous discussions that had happened in town.
Yeah, I think we've gone over this before in that this would not entail applying for a historical district or anything. It's just a building that would be added to the register.
Yeah.
It would just be the commission deciding we want to do this and probably getting permission from the select board and someone buckling down and doing the work to get it done. Yeah, I think the other thing, Henry, that Janice might have been referring to was in the early 00s, there before we got Bob Leet from Wendell, who's an engineer, to come out and recommend ways to reinforce the roof. There was a recommendation by a select board member at the time to just destroy the building instead. And I think one of the saving graces is it's got our town's vault in it, you know, this records vault. So
Yeah.
if they destroyed that building that was going to entail building another vault or record storage facility, you just can't destroy something like that without building something more. And in the end, they were able to come up with an engineer's recommendation, and the repairs to reinforce the roof were made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that might be what you're referring to, Janice, as opposed to the meeting where we talked about creating a historic district, a
Right,
local.
definitely
historic
not the
district.
district, yeah. But then
Yeah.
also a few years ago, when we were talking about the repairs to be done at the 1829, there was a question about who would do it, and then we got into this long discussion with the CPA, one meeting about possible uses for it, or whether we should even bother, like, does the town need another building that they have to take care of? That sort of thing. It was sort of a surprising discussion, I thought, but
It sounds like a repeat of what happened in the early O's.
yeah. But anyway, so I'm still especially interested in that, but I'm willing to help out at the schoolhouse one if people, you know, think it's worth going forward with that one.
Yeah,
I know the old town hall needs work.
I'd be happy to work on it.
Mhm.
We've had volunteer work crews over the years, repainting, residing, but taking it on as a total renovation would be a big project for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we'll think about it.
There's challenges because there's no place to park, the water situation, septic.
That's right.
It's made up of, first piece of land was donated by Mr. Conkey. I think his first name was John Esquire,
Oh,
who owned the building beside where the post office now stands, and he donated the land to the town. He was trying to keep the center of town where it is now, as opposed to Cooleyville or Lake Viola area. And so he donated the land for our original 1829 building, stating that if it was no longer used for, well, I think he limited it to a town hall, school or something like that. We kind of stretched it a little bit. Then the land would revert back to that, his use, which now it's so many deeds later. Many years ago, Donna McNichols said, oh, that wouldn't matter anymore. But if you look to the original deed, it still says we don't keep it in use for municipal. The land would revert back to him. So
not like the church next door that was converted to private use.
no, the church, that's church, not municipal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But we can thank Mr. Conkey for putting our center where it was.
That's neat.
And people from Cooleyville had to come up the hill for Sundays and every meetings and everything. And early on, a number of people down in Cooleyville petitioned, and part of Shutesbury went to New Salem because it was an easier trip up to the center than it was to get to the center of Shutesbury. Can't blame them if you've ever walked up that hill.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, moving on. Any other unanticipated business?
Nope, not for me.
As we need to discuss our next meeting, and that would put us into December.
Okay.
I have not checked the calendar, which I should quickly here. looks like.
Are we doing Mondays from now on or
No,
Wednesdays?
no, no, that was just because we couldn't find another day.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at here at December, and it looks pretty wide open for Wednesdays,
Oh, good.
at least for now. I have a feeling we get bumped if some another commission of
Somebody more important.
greater import. Yes, although, yeah, the 20th, well, the 13th is absolutely open.
Let's
That's
do 13th because otherwise it's getting
13th.
too close to the holidays.
Okay. Let's do
But
that
that
at
looks-
7. Is that agreeable to everybody?
Is that okay with you guys?
Yep.
Okay. So at least by then, we'll have more. Well, and let me ask you this just before we
Mhm.
we part. For the schoolhouse, the West Schoolhouse, we've got the scope of work. I'm going to circulate it and
Okay.
see if I can get bids.
Okay.
I assume that's agreeable to everybody, and then by the 13th, presumably, we'll have something to share.
So you'll need to come up with a date that people have to respond by.
Yeah.
Figure out how soon you can get it out. And I think last time Becky helped us with some of our bidding stuff, or like when I did stuff with the cemetery. And she has to be involved anyway. I think she sometimes get listed as the official connection or something for
Okay, so I should
bidders.
talk to her about doing this.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, just to
Okay.
make sure that we do everything that the town needs us to do.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, but that sounds good.
I'll transact this virtually.
Okay.
It's amazing we can do this. All right. I think that's it.
Okay. Great.
So, the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll
Yeah.
second it. Oops, sorry.
So, and Janice, you have been taking notes, yes?
Yes. Yep.
Good. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's go around then. Zivonka,
Yes.
Geddes, I, Pangalo,
Aye.
Stone.
Hi.
Okay, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks
See you in
all.
All
see you
have
in-
a good night.
See you in
You
December.
too. All right. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Keep well, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.